This might be a difficult task for us here at No More Popcorn today. Rarely do we come across something quite as thought-provoking, emotion-evoking,
Evocative.
sexual,
Connotative.
horrific, spellbinding, a roller coaster of emotion.
Spankworthy.
Bankworthy. Guys,
Yeah.
we had the pleasure
Yes, we did.
of screening the new film, or one of the new films, from Mr. Barry J. Gillis, who we're buddies with now.
Yeah, we're totally
Yeah.
buddies. He sent us this screener. Is that what you call
Yeah,
it?
it's a screener.
Mm-hmm.
Screener.
We
Screener.
made it. We made it, boys.
It's a screener. And yes, we had an interview with him the other day, which you fine folks will be able to hear in its entirety coming up pretty soon. A little gassy, excuse me. So yeah, he was kind enough to let us take a look at this movie, House of Many Sorrows,
Yeah.
a little bit before it drops. Now, Nathan,
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you hard.
Okay. I could take it.
Tell the world what House of Many Sorrows is about.
House of Many Sorrows is about a disturbed man and his sick mother. They have a bed and breakfast. He likes watching horror movies. She likes coughing up her food. They get along all right. And people come in to stay at the bed and breakfast, and sometimes he kills them.
No, that is all correct.
Oh, at the beginning we have he's hiring a girl to kind of take care of his mother,
Yes,
and we get
because he's sick of her,
Yeah,
or
he
doesn't
doesn't-
have the time.
he
We
do-
don't really.
he's too busy. He's too busy going through his closet, looking at his same
His wardrobe for days.
shirt and same pajama pants.
Yes, he's like a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah.
It's just the all which I think is our main character. We're supposed to get the idea that he's on the brink.
He's on the edge.
He's on the edge. Yes, because he's 6 feet from the edge, and he's thinking.
We get the beginning of him shaving his face and then
The
talking to
shaving
himself
is
in the
weird
mirror.
to me.
Maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Now is it now or down?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
You're
I would love to see
you know more than
karaoke
us.
that.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. If I could ever get you to karaoke.
Never. I'm not a karaokeer. But yes, so he's kind of on the edge of sanity, or he's,
Am I crazy?
yeah.
Are you crazy?
And the movie is kind of like it's a bit artsy
It's
for anyone who's seen Barry J. Gillis film.
it's a mind fuck.
We're gonna go ahead and put, well, at least I would. I'm sorry, I don't want to speak for you fellas. I would put this a little bit on, like, you can tell that beneath it all, there was the intentions were to portray an artistic vision of like I feel like it was supposed to be what's the word, like metaphoric. I feel like there was a lot of metaphor going on in
Yeah,
this one.
because you got him. He sits and watches horror movies, and he watches the news. It's always about murder and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then it cuts to clips of it's you're seeing the TV a lot, and then you're seeing people in the house. You're seeing the girl taking her shower, the girl that's like
Snorting
doing
coke.
coke, and she's got her gun, and she's talking about she's going to kill everybody at the herd because she owes Hank some money. So yeah, it does do some kind of surreal things here and there, to where you're not sure what is actually happening or what's just in this dude's head, or it's kind of hard to say.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Scintillating.
I can't beat that.
Yeah.
I'll get back on that one. Patrick,
Yeah.
what was your favorite part
My favorite
of House
part.
of Many Sorrows?
My favorite part. When what's his name brings in his shotgun.
Who's
to the-
what's his name?
I forgot his name. What's the main character?
Are we talking about the main character?
Yeah.
Okay, main character.
Oh, just main character.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
No, we do, but we're not going to say it. Main character.
Yeah, he just had enough of his mom and just finally said,
He just
"Fuck it."
appears with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
go right ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
all I was going to say is
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit difficult to talk about this one without wanting
Well,
to reference.
we don't want to spoil stuff.
Well, but it's also it's hard to discuss it without referencing Barry J. Gillis's earlier attempts as well, his earlier films, because there is a very I feel like you can. There's a lot of his trademark stuff in there. I think you know what I mean. You can the dialogue and stuff like that is very
Dialogue is pure Barry J. Gillis.
Yes, very very Barry J. Gillis.
Nobody
I
quite
think I've-
acts the way they should.
I think I found his trademark that he does in every movie.
Did you?
Yeah, it's got to be the breaking news thing. It's in everything he's had.
This is yeah. He does have a valid point. I
Is that
thought
in
it was
Wicked World.
Yeah, there was breaking news in Wicked World. There was like a breaking news thing in Things.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
This just in.
Yeah.
I like
Weird
the guy-
facts.
Yeah, the guy was the news guy was. He was always really uncomfortable with everything he was saying, like describing these murders.
You
and
sure you
just,
want
like,
me
so
to-
hesitant? I'm like,
The dad.
this is what you live for.
Yeah.
You're a news anchor. You love blood and guts and this is what you want.
ratings.
The more riots happen, the happier you get.
He looked like he was gonna fucking say something like, "This just in. My wife just left me for loving my job too much," or something. And the kids chose him. Chose her or him. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, yeah. So I mean, I feel like a comparison that you really can tell. I think that this is different. I think it is sort of a step forward, if you will, for Barry J. Gillis. Kind of depending on how you look at it. I do feel like, as far as being, I would call this slightly more competent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
technically
Yeah,
speaking,
Technically, I don't think it was. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. I think. Yeah. Was it quite as wacky?
Yeah, it's not as wacky.
There was
It's
some-
still weird.
there's
It's
some-
still really
yeah.
bizarre.
Yes.
Yeah, that like the bizarre thing that I liked was the interview process with the nurse.
I was gonna
Yeah.
bring that up.
Yeah.
Just the
Is the sky blue?
Would you fellas do us all a favor?
what's that?
Let's see this.
Okay.
I'm not here.
I don't remember
wanna
this
be the- I
verbatim.
want to be the girl.
Okay.
I'll be the note.
So when you curl your hair, do you use a curling iron?
Yeah.
What do you think of death?
Well, I had a cat die.
Well, my mom's dying.
Oh, well, I had some nursing. I'm almost done with school.
I don't remember what he says.
Say,
I'm sure.
is it black or white?
Oh yeah, is it black or white?
What?
I'm black. Which we think they were talking about the cat. I think that's what we were.
I
Okay.
figured he was talking about it.
Okay.
And then he asks,
Yeah,
is the sky blue?
Yeah, sky blue.
and then he immediately stands up and sticks out his hand.
You're hired, and she holds it weirdly too.
Yeah, she does. She does the Demira lady handshake.
Yeah, so we've got our main character who we know is a little bit quirky. He's interviewing interviewing people to come in and stay at this bed and breakfast that him and his mom run together. Dad is out of the picture. We find out that he was a little bit well, let's see. I guess the dad just died, and the uncle.
The uncle
was
stepped
his
in.
dad, but his mom didn't.
Yeah. So the mom didn't tell him that his uncle raised him, and his uncle actually raised him. I guess we're supposed to assume it was a little bit of the hanky panky.
Yeah.
You know what uncles do with kids in closets? I think that's kind of what it was supposed to be
They
insinuating.
look for the left-handed hammer.
That's right.
Yep.
And let's see, where were we going here? Yeah, so that's it. We have these people, these tenants come in.
How's it a
Oh,
tenant?
so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it almost seems like it's you think it's like a bed and breakfast, and then it seems more like they're renting the room like for a longer period of time. Mm-hmm. But there was just a scene like, okay, at the beginning of this movie, we've only seen the guy and his mom, and then we see this girl who's coming in to help take care of the mother. And then at one point, she's sitting there talking to the mother, and then this like trailer trash busty
Just hops
woman
in.
just she apparates into the room, and she's got a beer in her hand. And she's
Beer
like
and a
bitching
cigarette.
about something. I forget. Like, and we're just like, where the fuck did she come from?
Where's Charlie?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, Arthur. Right. Arthur's his name.
That's
Arthur.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Arthur?
Oh, he was just looking for you. There was no mention of this woman ever.
We have no
until
idea.
this.
Yeah, we thought. Well, I thought it was his sister.
Yeah.
and then we find out.
We were like, oh right, it's a bed and breakfast.
Yes. Which I do have to say that is something that with this one I do feel like it was. Well, I don't know. I feel like there's only really like a couple of main bullet points in the movie, but I feel like it was kind of hard to keep track. I know that's the wrong way to put it, because it's not like the story's difficult to keep track of. I feel like your main point is lost sometimes. You know what I mean? You kind of get it gets a little muddled with some of the imagery, some of the crazy like back and forth, the dream sequences and stuff like that. At least it was hard for me sometimes to be like, oh, that's right. You know, that's what we're talking
Some
about.
of it he tried to change.
Intentional?
I
think it was
that's
intentional.
J Gillis' one of his things is how he edits. He just makes it all
jumbled
he
together.
He intentionally jumbles it all together.
To mess
it
with
seems
you.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts was you talked about coming with a shotgun. I liked it when the girl was sitting with the mother, and he walked in. He was like all upset, and he walked in with the shovel and held it to her throat. He's like, "I'm ready for you to be dead now." And the girl's like, she's just like, she'll be dead when it's time for her to die.
Just let it happen.
He just like puts his shovel down, just like,
Yeah, you're right.
okay,
Yeah. And they're just supposed to move on. You know? Oh, son, could you get me some milk? I liked, if it's okay, do you care if I share? So there's a point when, actually, what the fuck was that woman doing? She was a real estate agent, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay. He was talking about.
He was selling the bed and breakfast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's trying to sell the bed and breakfast, and this one there's a very common theme, I think, with a few of the characters in this movie where they're just very bitchy. No, I'm serious.
Bitchy
you know,
and,
like
and very voluptuous.
Very got huge tracts of
This
land.
is Mr. Gillis's view on much of the female population.
I tell you what, he's got a couple of things down pat. You know what I mean?
He's right. He's right when he's right.
Yep.
But yeah, she comes in. She's talking to Arthur about this, and she starts threatening him, basically, like, you know, if this deal doesn't go through, you know, I'm gonna fuck you up, kind of thing.
Because he has second thoughts about selling the house.
I will
She's
fucking kill you and blow this house up.
Yeah, I will fucking blow this house up. And I lost it. That was just because it was so extreme. You know, it's like you expect, like, you know, something like I'll I'll fucking hurt you or something like that. No, man, she's gonna blow the whole goddamn
No, I mean,
operation
for a real
up.
estate agent, I think it would be more like, oh, well, that's disappointing. Okay,
Yeah,
you don't want
yeah.
to sell your house? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll fucking come back here and blow everything up.
And I believed her.
commission.
You know, that was the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I fucking believed it. Good
Where
Lord.
is she? I need her.
Good gravy. Woo!
It's so later on we have a couple that their car breaks down and they get, you know, the man walks down to the house. He gets Arthur to help him, so Arthur helps him change the tire, and they drive up, and they get somehow like they get into the house, and they don't really want to stay, but he's kind of acting like he needs to stay there to pay this guy back. And as they're standing in there, that's when he goes and kills the mother, right?
Yeah, you hear
Spoilers.
the cough. Yeah,
Spoilers.
you hear the coughing, and he's like, "Oh, something with mom."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
right.
should
yeah.
I'll put a
Yeah.
spoiler warning before that, but basically it ends with we've got he has gone over the edge now completely, and he has everybody tied to trees out in this field. You've got the couple, it's a man, woman, and then the nurse girl are all tied to these trees, and he just leaves them out there for days. Like,
Just watching
he
TV.
goes back to his life. He's watching TV.
The only thing they're worried about is they're just hungry and thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like the amount of blood that came off the dude's face when he got hit with the
Yes.
water
Yeah,
bolt?
that was great.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
his head exploded,
Yeah.
but it didn't.
Yeah.
It was just like the biggest pimple in the world popped on his face. It's like,
Yeah.
Just flies across the room.
No, it was. That was
a cool scene.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that. You know, and I think the tactic in this one was actually pretty smart. If you really do think about it. I know I've mentioned a few times before that I'm kind of a sucker for like that, you know, like dun like kind of like a slow build up, you know, and then at the end it's like bam, you know, all hell kind of breaks loose. And I feel like in its own way this movie did that. You know, it was it was dialed back, I guess is the way to put it, in comparison to the Barry J. Gillis films that we've seen before. And then, you know, the last kind of, you know, like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so, you know, it starts to be, you know, you get those bloody scenes, you get this kind of chaotic stuff happening. And beforehand, it was just sort of sprinkled here and there. There wasn't very much of it. So I really applaud that. I do. I think that was a really smart choice on his end. Because, I mean, if you take a look at like projects like Things or like Wicked World, you know, I feel like he was... You know, I mean, I could be completely off base here, but I feel like, you know, with that scene, you know, breaking the shit over his head, what was it, like a beer bottle or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the holy water thing, they got smashed and all that blood and everything. It's like maybe he had a little bit extra money or something, you know, to make some of these scenes towards the end, or I don't know. It seemed like it worked well for me.
well, I think he was definitely aiming for a different feel in this
Yeah.
movie than his other movies.
Oh, sure.
You
No,
know,
absolutely.
trying something a little different.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I think it was a smart move. Yeah. You know, I love Wicked World. I love Things. You guys love those movies as well. But I mean, I feel like to rehash those movies. Well, number one, I don't really think you could do it. I don't think you could go like I want to recreate this.
No.
I really don't think you can. So I like the fact that he is trying something new. You know, I really.
He's evolving.
He's evolving.
This isn't even his final form.
He did sing some like Bible songs.
Oh, yes, he did.
Barry J. Gillis, along with a
This little
a
light of
girl
mine.
and a dwarf lady.
Mm-hmm.
They came up. They tried to preach the word of Jesus
Oh Jesus!
to our killer.
Good Lord Jesus!
And you could tell, like, if you watch, like, after they read it, Barry J. Gillis is like, it's like they weren't really ready to sing.
Yeah.
He actually had to like egg them on to like,
Yeah.
let's sing this little light of mine or whatever.
This
the fuck.
little light
Yeah.
of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Let it shine.
Let it shine. Let it shine.
I hate that song.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
Do you?
Hate it. Yeah. Scared that cat. I wish we could have had that.
This little light of mine,
Oh my god.
I'm gonna let it
Now
shine.
with a shiny head. Let's go to scores on this movie. You think?
I scored with the Waffle House waitress in the movie. Who would you guys fuck? We have Botox,
Mhm.
Oh, definitely
We have-
Butterfly Girl.
Butterfly
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say the nurse. Yeah.
I'd go with Botox.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just
Probably got the experience.
Yeah.
I think she had a belly tattoo.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
She
yeah,
couldn't really
yeah.
see it too well,
Yeah.
but she
Yeah.
had something.
That's what
Said
I
I was
something
I
coming
was
up. I
stupid.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was either lace or a tattoo.
something that's
Didn't
like
know.
going from the crotch upward. She was definitely. I can't remember her name, but I'm sure you could find her work, other projects online.
Patrick,
Yeah.
kick it.
I'm gonna give this actually about 4.5.
Woo.
I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah.
I love the dialogue in it and the violence in it towards the end.
Some
It was
high
great.
praise
Yeah.
from Patrick.
Nice,
Yeah.
absolutely. Do you want to go next, or do you want?
Yeah, I'll go with the 3.5.
Okay.
It was fun, entertaining. It's still got that Barry J Gillis bizarre feel to it. A lot of the kind of acting that just makes you smile.
Well, we had discussed, and as kind of a repetitive thing as it almost is, we were talking about how this one was sort of leaning more towards like Tommy Wiseau and Neil Breen and stuff as far as the feel of it. I mean, this one very much, I guess what we could call this one like a suspense thriller
There's
above
definitely
anything.
a room
or-
feel to this movie.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
suspense. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm actually kind of with Patrick on this one. I'm gonna go 4.5, and here's the reason. I think number one, I did really enjoy it. I did, and number two, with the conversation that we had with him the other night, it's well, I mean, it was really number one. We're really lucky. It's kind of like it's like special features amplified. We actually got time to talk to the guy. And it's kind of one of those things where the more you speak to somebody, about their projects, it's like, oh, and there's a lot of heart that goes into his stuff. And I think that's awesome. I don't really know necessarily what I expected prior to us talking to him or anything, but that was part of, what was so cool about it is it was like, okay, I don't really know what this guy's going to be like. I'm really excited. And he's super passionate about filmmaking. And he was really, really excited about this project, and I don't blame him. He was saying that he felt like it was a lot different than his other projects, but he continues to grow as a filmmaker, and I think that this movie was a testament to that. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not, it does have its things where you kind of have to be like, whoa, But once again, I think you were the one, Nathan, that was saying it earlier on, where it's almost like his staple. You know what I mean? It's just kind of. It's his choices that he makes in his movies, and I think that's okay. I like it. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 4.5. Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
Worried.
Upsetting.
Butterfly tattoos.
Soapy tits.
Drowning. Living. Breathing.
Bounded.
The absence of breathing.
Tied to a tree, then tied to a pole.
Shotguns.
Soup.
Manwich meat.
Instant escape.
Go watch House of Many Sorrows. Yep.
Coming out soon.
Yeah,
Coming out
coming
soon.
out soon.
Barry J. Thank you, sir.